Alright, we're going to make another attempt at this train tunnel. Well, instead of driving 2.5 hours to the top, we're going to go from the bottom. We got Rand to help us this time. It's 50s, what was it, 51 degrees when we got here? 52, something like that. A little cloudy, so it ought to be a good day for it, for everything except pictures. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, here's the instructions from the bottom. It says 1 3/4 to the trail. Well, a couple of weeks ago when we came down, we kind of knew what was what. And now we've got a brand new deadfall that they had to come and clear up. We cut some big chunks out of it. Looks like they cut a bench in over here to take a break in. There's the roots down there. There's the root ball of that big old tree. You can see all the rocks down in there. Big old fresh hole. Yeah, I'll bet that made some racket when it came down. Just reached the SRP road off the Colonel Devine Trail. Done 1.1 mile and climbed about, what did I say, 350 feet? 400 feet? 60-50 when we left the parking lot. 64-16 now. And we go up here a little ways and then we catch the trail off to the right to go to the tunnel and the Arizona Trail. 1.34 miles. The trail splits from what used to be the road that went up here. The road goes down on the bottom, swings around, eventually comes back to where the trail is. So we're staying with the trail. And Rand's going to push that rock off there. Yeah, we've gone 1.88 miles and we just reached the sign that says Arizona Trail and train tunnel this way. And it was about 100 yards up here where I saw the other sign and got confused and turned around. So it's almost noon, about 5 minutes to noon. We left shortly after 10 o'clock. It's been almost 2 hours. And this is where the climbing really starts, up to the tunnel. All right, well, to this point, we've come up a little over 700 feet. Now the real climb begins to the tunnel. It's not that far distance-wise, but it's uphill quite a ways. We'll see how much, if we make it. So we're going to take a little break here, eat some bananas and snacks, and then head on up. Well, this is the spot where that other sign should have been placed. The Arizona Trail. Dog legs back to the left, going on up the rim. And here's a little sign, a burnt piece of wood, and a pretty good trail. Says tunnel this way. So we're getting close. Might actually make it. Well, these last 150 feet, and we're not done yet. It's much like the trail as we came down from the top. We're almost there. That's literally the top of the rim over there. This side of it. There it is. Just gotta get over this big old log. 7,050 feet. So we come up about 1,000 feet since we left the parking lot. 2.32 miles, and we left about It's a little after 10. It's 12:43 now. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. And the last 200 feet was the toughest. It was a lot like the climb down from the rim. Real steep, lots of loose rocks and everything, only worse. So, I don't know if that was part of the structure when they built it to house people or not, but certainly it was put together up here. So a few people built some campfires and stuff. And I can't believe people would hike all the way up here with a spray can, just a tag, but they did. All kinds of graffiti. A post office wasn't established in Payson until March 3rd, 1884. Payson was primarily a ranching town with a half dozen ranches in the area, including the Houston brothers, Sam, Bill, and Andrew from Texas. South of Payson, about 80 miles, Globe, Arizona was rich in minerals, and the copper mines were producing lots of ore, but mule trains were about all they had to haul the ore out of Globe, and the nearest railroads were in Flagstaff. Colonel James Ward Eddy, a Chicago entrepreneur, was the driving force to have the railroad built. He became president of the Arizona Mineral Belt Railroad after serving in the Illinois legislature and in the Civil War. In March of 1886, the railroad reported that the tracks would run south of Flagstaff through 75 miles of magnificent pine forest, then another 105 miles through mineral-rich fields and excellent grazing lands and irrigated valleys. The part they failed to mention was getting off the Mogollon Rim with its 2,000-foot escarpment. A team of 42 men were put together and started work digging out the tunnel that was expected to be 3,100 feet long to provide the angle for the train to climb the rim with a load of ore. It took the crew about a month to complete 35 feet of the tunnel. Then the order came to stop work. In 1886, Colonel Eddy negotiated a partnership with the Atlantic and Pacific Railroad, and work resumed. This time they started in Flagstaff and laid about 35 miles of track before money ran out again. A logging family in Flagstaff used 12 miles of the track to haul logs to their mills, but sold off the rest. In 1906, backers gave up and the project was abandoned. A quote from the Payson Roundup's Rim Country Trails Guide for 2018 says, quote, "Had the railway succeeded, it would have connected Payson to the rest of the Southwest. However, it would take 70 years before a mainline roadway connected Payson to the rest of the state," end quote. And that wasn't until 1958. So when the train come out of that tunnel, they had to pretty much head straight across that canyon and make a turn. Ooh. I don't know, maybe they went across that other ridge over there and then started going down. But pretty ambitious feat, to say the least. Back in the car. It's almost 3 o'clock. Which will be 5 hours total round trip. Almost 5 miles. I think it said 4 miles. 4.51 miles. Of course, 1,000-foot gain and 1,000-foot drop. I took the power line road back down instead of the trail. Wanted to stretch out my legs a little bit. So Linda and Rand should be in here a little bit. But we've done it. We don't need to do it again. Check that bucket list off. We hiked up that trail to the railroad tunnel. And of course, the Arizona Trail continues on up all the way to Utah, 300 miles away.